Hey Harmonizers, welcome to Ride 6 for Kaibou. We actually came to a horse show. We're at a mountain trail horse show. So this is Ride 6 for him and we're testing him out at mountain trail. Right now he's trying to get the grass, so he's fidgeting a little bit. But this is going to be a good experience for him to learn about some patience and to see some obstacles. So I'm just going to sit with him for a second until he's still, and then I'm only going to let him have grass when he's actually being patient. I do. There, good boy. You're fine. All right, well, let's see how the day goes. You want a treat?
So first up, guys, I apologize for my voice. I lost it a couple days ago and it's starting to come back a little bit, but I sound a little bit funny, so hopefully you guys can forgive me. So here we go with Kaibou, headed to his first show, mountain trail. So he's walking out by himself from the parking lot area and going up by cars and stuff. And this is all brand new for him because he's never been on a trail ride or anything like that before. He hasn't been riding around cars or anything, and a whole bunch of strange horses here. This is totally new and foreign to him, and he's able to walk right by. So I'm pretty proud of him, how he's able to strut out there and do his stuff. So pretty much right away we had to start our course. There wasn't really any warm-up opportunity. There's no like warm-up ring. And so we basically walk out and we do like a couple little circles while we wait for the judge to say it's our turn, and off we go. And part of that's because I had 3 horses there that day, so I didn't really have a lot of time to hang out. Um, so it was kind of like just switching between horses throughout the day, but there isn't like a warm-up area anyways. You just kind of ride your horse around in the parking lot area if you want to. So here he starts to go really well, and then all of a sudden he's kind of like, hey, wait a second, I'm the only one out here, all the horses are back there. And I'm like, no, it's okay, like you can do it. And so he goes through. So I really don't think that little bobble there had anything to do with the logs. I think it was more to do with him realizing that he's the only horse like out here in this ring doing this kind of thing, and he was a little bit worried about it. So there is actually a horse on the other side standing in that field, but all the other horses are all where you kind of saw where we walked through before. So he stands pretty good at the mailbox there and moves on. So I'm feeling pretty proud of him at this point. He's gone into the arena, he's walking, he's going to the obstacles that I asked him to go to, he's stopping. He's definitely looking over at the other horses a little bit. And you can't see what we're doing right now, but we're walking between a set of logs. And really, I think Kaibou was completely oblivious as to what we were doing. I think he was kind of looking around instead and being a little bit distracted, which is totally fine. He, in terms of like where he's at in his training, not fine in terms of, I want his attention the whole time, but he just went up and over the moguls, no problem. And I'm really just looking to create a horse that's willing at this point and just hopefully having a positive experience for him. So if he's a bit distracted, not the end of the world, and just trying to keep him focused on where I want him to go. So here we kind of disappear a little bit behind. So I'll skip the footage ahead until you can see us again. But basically there was a rock pile over there, and we had to do some hills and stuff, and there was a bridge over top of the water that we did. And that was his course. So then this is back at the trailer, a little look at the thoroughbreds versus my Mustang. Kaibou's just standing super duper quietly, whereas Fairly and Bling are, as you can see, pawing and being much more fidgety, and Kaibou's just kind of like, hey guys, like what's going on? So kind of just the difference in the personalities in the horses there. The Mustangs, I find they transition really, really easily. That so far 2 for 2, both Arwen and Kaibou, their first off-property experience, they get off the trailer and they're just like, cool, there's a hay bag. I'll eat the hay bag. So here we go off onto our second course. So we had 2 courses that I signed up for. The one was the rookie horse, and then there was the novice horse. The difference being one of them means that your horse has never showed mountain trail before, and one of them means your horse hasn't gotten more than 2 first place, I think it is, in mountain trail. So this course is different. Different moguls that we just did there. Now we're doing a path up the steep hill, And then we're going to be doing some logs and stuff that you can't see that are on the hill and kind of some tight, windy paths. And so Kaibou's doing really well and listening. And so one of the things about Mountain Trail is that there are actually two judges. So one judge judged that part of the course, and then we come over on this side, and we come down the sand hill, and then we have to wait for the judge to finish with the next person before we can start our next course. And so here he kind of gets a little bit fidgety and thinking that he should be leaving in 1 second. So he kind of looks at this, and then he just decides, like, no, I really don't feel like doing this right now. And it's not even a scary obstacle, and he's done harder things even on this particular day. And he's not even kind of willing to look at it. He's just kind of thinking about leaving. And I'm not sure if that's because you saw that there was that paint horse, I think it was, that walked by and left the ring, because he's not really a herd bound kind of horse. And I actually got whistled off of the obstacle, which means like you're supposed to move on. So, but because this is his first trail show and only a second off-site experience, I say, you know what, I'm getting off my horse and I'm walking him over this. Like, I'll respect that I've been whistled off of it and I need to move on. But I was willing, if they were going to eliminate me for that, I was like, I don't care. For my horse's schooling, this is more important, is that he needs to understand that if I ask him to do something, we're doing it. That doesn't mean I'm going to be mean about it, but if he learns that I give up, or he can throw a little tantrum like that and that we're not going to do anything else, then that's not going to be good. So there you can see he goes to kind of throw a little tantrum again, but he only did one little pull off to the side, and then he was like, okay, fine, I'll just go forward. And that's really important, and I think that's because of how I handled the previous obstacle, where he kind of said no, but he didn't get away with kind of just not doing it. And that's really important, and I would rather sacrifice the entire competition, because I'm not really here to win or anything like that with him. I'm here for the experience, for the horse. And what's important for Kaibou to understand is that I just want you to try. You're not going to get hurt or anything like that. I just need you to try. But not trying is not an option. We need to do that. But I will help him out. So this little part here I'm pretty darn proud of, because there were a ton of horses not doing the water blocks, which he just did right there. And actually, before I did this round, they were actually discussing how putting the teeter-totter that I just did there and the water box were too difficult, and that perhaps they shouldn't have put them in the course. And then Kaibou comes around on his, like, you know, he's barely been ridden and trained under saddle, and he's like, I'm going to go and just do it. So basically what happened there is I did the teeter-totter, and then now my course is actually technically done, but I just wanted him to stand still for me to get off, which I just did there, and he was being a little fidgety. So I realized that he was having some anxiety about being away from where all the other horses are standing. So I decided to just hang out with him where the cars were. So this isn't like we were allowed to be here. It wasn't a bad spot to be, but that's not really where everybody else was standing. They were over by those barns. So that's the competition ring there. And so he can see the other horse going on. And then over by those barns in the distance that you can see, that's where everybody else is standing. So we just hung out for a little bit, and we waited until the lunch break where we could go play with the other obstacles. So here's a little look at, I took him through the water pond. And so on the ground, I got him to go up to it and just put his little front footsies in it. And then to actually go through the water, I got on him where you just saw me, and am asking him to stay straight. So you can see he's a little bit unsure about going forward. And so all I do is just kind of keep him straight. I'm just being really polite and allowing him to kind of sniff and look at things. And so when he goes to go the wrong way, then I'll make a correction. So you can see I'm using my left rein there to just kind of say, like, no, you've got to kind of go in that direction. You can see I gave him some scratches there on his neck as he started to go in the right direction, and just gave him some praise there. So here I'm giving him lots of rubs, and you can see he's still calling a little bit, which is kind of weird because he's calling off in the direction where there aren't horses that we came with. And here I'm asking him to do the water again. So just for example, as I get to the other side of the water here, you're going to see the other horse. I'm just going to keep him straight and just be patient with him. So anyways, that is Kaibou's first show and experience there. I think it was pretty positive, but I'd love to hear what you guys think. I'm really proud of him and what we've accomplished so far. So thanks for watching.